Jonathan Willoway. What do you want? You. Leave me alone. Lost in the Devil's Triangle, trapped in a dimension with beings from the future and from other worlds, a party of adventurers journeys through zones of time, back to their own time. Varian, a man from the 23rd century, possessing awesome powers. From 1977, Fred, a young doctor just out of medical school. Scott Jordan, the 13-year-old son of a famous scientist. Diana, daughter of an Atlantean father and an extraterrestrial mother. And Jonathan Willoway, rebel scientist from the 1960s. Together, they face the frightening unknown on a fantastic journey.
Hi guys, right, this week's DVD collectible. I've just put 2 clips up before they go and flag this video, you know what YouTube's like. So again, I've got to be careful what I put, but so I picked this up on DVD. I've waited years for this. Fantastic journey. Roddy McDowell, Jared Martin, Katie Saylor, Carl Franklin and Ike Eisenman. I mean, good God, we're going back there, aren't we? So I'm quite impressed that I named the entire cast there. So we've got Varian, Dr. Willoway, I forgot the kid, the Doctor, he's the Doctor, the half Atlantean alien superwoman with amazing legs. I'm sorry, I have to say, I was just, Katie Saylor's stunning. Roddy McDowell, all hail the great legend, and Jared Martin from War of the Worlds and Dusty in Dallas. And of course, Ike Eisenman, who just dominated the 70s and early 80s. He were in everything, like Disney movies and all kinds of stuff. Right, fantastic journey. I think it was circa 1977 or 76. This was made before Logan's run the TV series. A lot of the writers, like Bruce, that worked on Star Trek, actually wrote quite a lot of the stuff for this, and all the cheesy disco science fiction sets they used, it's a lot of Star Trek noises, you know, from like computer noises to photon torpedoes and phaser noises. They took a lot from Star Trek audio library for this. And no, I'm alright guys, it's only a cough, you know, so it's because I'm thirsty. Right, so circa 1977 or 76, fantastic journey, blew me away. Now, first episode's really weird. He's got his dad, his mum, and this other woman, and this Japanese guy, and the Doctor, Carl Franklin. They're all on a boat with this old guy who were always playing a sailor in loads of other stuff in the 70s. Go off on some mission round the Caribbean looking for stuff. He's a scientist. Big green storm comes along, vanish into the Bermuda Triangle, and they're on an island, which is actually called Evo Land. I'll get into that in a minute. And they're trapped there, and they think they're on this island. They can't work out where they are. The boat's sort of still harboured off thing offshore. The climber top at mountain, it goes on forever. This island, it just mountain ranges, everything. Basically, it's like a continent, and they're all a bit gobsmacked. And then it just gets a bit fucking stupid after that. Jared Martin, Varian turns up dressed as an Indian in a loincloth and a wig, pretending he can't talk, observing them. And it all comes out, he comes from 23rd century, and we've achieved everything that's wonderful as the planet should be. We're in tune with the environment. They're right into the 5 senses and in tune. They're a bit telepathic, and he has this weird device that's like, it's a sonic thing. It only works with him. He can tune his mental energies through it, and it does come in quite handy. So it is a weapon and a defensive thing behind. It's a healing device. So they meet Ian McShane, Lovejoy. He's the captain's pilot, and he must have been starting his Hollywood career. I'll just go over the pilot episode. They work out they can go through these time zones, variants of like kid's father works out that they're in a time lock. There's like infinite dimensions in this island, like different time zones in different places, and you have to find an entrance out of each zone into the next one. And that's it. So like, they meet this guy who used to be a pirate agent in Queen Elizabeth I's reign, and he can't handle it when this one of women tell him that we're from 1977. He freaks out, calls her a witch. They save her because they're going to burn her, and they escape. Then they decide there's a land called Evo Land, and there you can get home. It's like the centre of this continent with all this infinite dimensions around it. But at the centre is this thing called Evo Land. You can get home from there. And they cross through and they end up in a place called Atlantium. They've got like these are descendants of Atlantis that abused their power and ended up being trapped in there. And they've got this thing called the Great Source, but it's a brain. And it is fucking cheesy, I'm telling you. But I love seeing all that 1970s disco technology. You know, that crazy tech. It's what they thought the future would be. And it wants to suck the life forces out of them so it can become omnipotent again, because it runs this slave state. It's meant to paradise for it's the paradise for 1%, but everybody else is like slaves that all the minds have been wiped. So they're moving along. They get into there and they put a stop to it, and they meet Katie Saylor's character. Her father was Atlantean and her mother was from this other planet. And she's physically strong and she has this cat and they can communicate with each other. And there's these like shots where her eyes are really lighting up, you know, where like she's communicating with cat. And they get out of Atlantium, the source gets destroyed, they free the people, and then we get to episode 3. Well, just before we get into that, this is where this didn't make sense to me, but you do move on beyond this one fuck up they did. Now, father and son are really close, and when they get through to Atlantium, the Atlanteans say to him, your dad, and I think it's his mother, he's one of his colleagues, so I think the mother's back in America or something. And so his dad's gone and fucked off and left him to go back to his mother. Left him with Arian and others. Left his own son. You know. And I'm thinking, this is the man in first episode. It's defending his son and punching everybody. Leaves his son behind. And all of their colleagues, other 2 women that went with him, they all cleared off through. They sent them back to their own time. From Atlantium, and I'm thinking, he left him this letter and he said, oh, Varian will look after you and get you to Evo Land in Britain and we'll be waiting for you, but I've had to leave because your mother will be on her own. I thought, poor kid, he's only about 13 and got him fucked off and left him. So then that's it, ends up with 5 of them, which I will say it's more interesting. The cast I got is really interesting. Now, I've reviewed this and could have been a classic and I really covered it all, but this is just a quick DVD review. This series is not bad. I got this on DVD finally, and I did have to pay for it. It wasn't cheap, but I did get it. Now, I did have copies of it, but they were taken, like, I bought them at a convention where they were, like, from Bravo, you know, like, recorded episodes, and they were watchable, and then YouTube had some nasty ones on, which they were barely watchable, and I had to use them for when I could have been a classic review, which I will put the link under this. So to get this on DVD has been spectacular. The quality's rather decent actually. I was surprised. It's nice to watch clear cut episodes, and I've just finished this series yesterday and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Now if you're into like retro sci-fi, you know, I'm a big fan of this type of stuff. I really am. I know it probably comes across being a bit bad, but some of the stories in this episode are very intelligent, and there's some real quality episodes in there that deal with certain issues. And right, there is, of course, it's cheese factor, but there's some pretty good stuff in there. There's one where with Joan Collins. I mean, there's some pretty big stars in this. There's like Joan Collins in one, where men are being horrible to women, so women get rid of men. They sort of put them in this place, and then out women reign. They turn up, And men are all trapped in this like dimension, and they're all regretting how they've treated women. Anyway, women are in charge, and they start treating this lot in the wrong way. And it ends up that the computer, it's really called the complex, is now ordering the women about. So they all team up and shut this computer down, bring the men back. And they have to tell them, look, we're all equal and we should live together and work together. And that's how it finishes. I mean, they were a bit cheesy, but you sort of get the message, do you know what I mean? And then there's the Gorman John Saxon. He wants to conquer the entire time zones, you know, with his army. And all they do is run around in spandex, ridiculous helmets, whipping this poor little, like, bear creature. I mean, there is some comical moments in this, but it is good. And I think, like, when they find Roddy McDowall's character, Jonathan Willow, he's one of the most interesting characters in this. Because in a way, he's out for himself, but he's also quite an idealist. Varian's the de facto leader, Jared Martin, obviously. He spends most of the time with shirt open, posing away, pulling his tuning fork out and saving everybody. The kids always asking about, oh, why do they do that, you know, and he explains to them. The doctor dude, he goes around beating everybody up and he's meant to be a doctor. And Katie Saylor's just magnificently good looking. And I mean, they've shoved her in the shortest skirts and biggest pair of boots they could find. But she's stunning. And I actually do like her character for who she is. And what's so good about Fantastic Journey that these 5 characters actually could have gone 3 or 4 seasons with this, because these characters they do develop. When they get rid of the original cast after first series, it didn't work, but when they come together, it works. There's a lot going on in this series, and I love all the characters: Kate Saylor, Jared Martin, Roddy McDowall, Ike Eisenman, Carl Franklin. They're all great. They work well. And it's such a shame this got cancelled after 10 episodes. And you'll notice you'll see a lot of Star Trek people, writers, all other types of people, you know, because you know these people worked on Star Trek with the sets and everything, you just know. But yeah, I do recommend the DVD transfer's not too bad. It's very good, actually. I was quite impressed. It's nice to see this finally in decent quality. So I got the Amazon, they did sell out, but I think I've got a few more copies on there. But, you know, I had to pay a bit more than what I thought I would for it. But do I regret it? No. Fantastic. I would love this on Blu-ray, though. Right, and there's no extras. I was hoping for some commentary. I'd love to know more about the background. But from what I did research, the island they're on is called Evoland, so the whole place is somewhere they do, so they're still out there trying to get on. Right, guys, that's it. That's my DVD review of this week. Fantastic Journey. I did cover this and could have been a classic, but I used real bad copies, but now finally got this. Alright guys, stay safe and I will see you on the next video. Right guys, so here's the menu for the Fantastic Journey. These are some of this dish free. We've got Funhouse, Turnabout Riddles and Innocent Prey. So I just thought I'd show you the menu and let's go to something else.